learners, we're going to go ahead and use what we learned about articles and practice with it a little bit. So the first thing we need to do is put our name at the top of our paper. And whatever the date is today for you will go here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and look at sentence number 1. Mom got a hat. So there are no words that we need to cross out here. We're going to label every single one of them. Before we get started, you need to make sure that you have a blue pencil for your nouns, a red pencil for your verbs. So this will be for verbs. This will be for nouns. You will need a green pencil for adjectives. And this time you're going to need a yellow pencil for articles, which is a yellow triangle. Okay, so this is an article, A-R-T. All right, so you're going to need all 4 of those colors and a regular pencil for your name and the date. All right, so let's take a look at number 1. Mom got a hat. Well, the first thing I need to do is divide my sentence into phrases. So who is this about? It's about Mom. What did she do? She got a hat. Let's start with our articles, since that's what we just learned. I know that a, an, and the are my articles, so I'm going to mark that. Let me grab a clipboard. Because this mat isn't working for the yellow. So I know that A is an article, okay? And now I'm going to go through and look for my nouns. Well, I know that Mom is kind of like a name here. It's what the person is calling their mom. So that's a person, and I know that hat is a thing. Okay, and then the only thing I have left is got. And since Mom needs to do an action, and that is an action, I'm going to label that as a verb. Sorry for the shaking. All right, let's go to number 2. A dog bit a lad. So who is this about? A dog. What did he do? He bit a lad. So let's start with our articles, since that's what we just learned. I see a here. And I see a here. No thes. Let's do our nouns. Person, place, thing, or animal. Dog, definitely an animal. And a lad is another name for a young man or a young kid. And then we have right after our who phrase is usually right after that is usually our verb. So bit is definitely an action. I can picture that happening in my mind. And we're all done with that one. Let's look at number 3. Rob met Jan on the dock. Okay, so who is this about? Rob. What did he do? He met Jan. And this is a where phrase clue, so I know that I need to mark that out as its own phrase on the dock. Now, you'll be learning about this part of speech next, but for right now, we don't have to worry about on, so you can cross that out. All right, let's look for our articles. A, an, or the. I see one, I see the. Tells us that there's about to be one specific dock coming up. Let's do our nouns. Rob is a person. Jan is a person. And dock is a thing or a place, depending on how you look at it. We don't have to do on, so the one thing we have left is met. So I'm going to think to myself, okay, well, right after the who phrase is usually the verb. And is that an action? Let's check it in our mind. Can I picture it? Yes, I can picture them meeting, which this is just the past tense form of meet. Good, so your sentence should look like mine. Let's go to number 4. The ham fits in the pot. So we have the ham, we have fits, so that's who is it about, what did it do, it fits, and then we have a where phrase in the pot. All right, we don't need to worry about in yet. So let's go ahead and mark our articles. A, an, or the. Let's see, I see the in our who phrase. It's about to introduce the ham. Where phrase doesn't have any, or did what phrase doesn't have any, and our where phrase has the. Okay, let's look for nouns. Ham, person, place, thing, or animal. It's definitely a thing that we can eat. Let's see. Pot is a thing. And once again, our verb usually comes right after our who phrase. And fits is an action. That's something that the ham is doing. It's fitting in the pot. All right, let's look at number 5. A dog ran at Anne. Who is it about? A dog. What did the dog do? It ran. Where did it run? At Anne. Find your articles. Take a minute and see if you can find them. There's actually one in here. Go ahead and label it. And hopefully you labeled A. And that's the only one there. We're not going to do at. Let's look at dog. Person, place, thing, or animal. It's an animal. And I see another person here, Anne. And once again, right after my who is my did what phrase, and there's only one word inside of that, which means that's our verb. And can I picture that as an action in my head? Yes, I can picture the dog running. And the last one, number 6, says, Rob sat on a log. Who is this about? Rob. What did he do? He sat. And where did he sit? On a log. We're not going to worry about on today. Let's look for our articles. So a, an, or the. I only see one. A. No ands in here today. Maybe on your practice sheet. You'll see one. Okay, let's look for our nouns. So I see a person, Rob. And do I see any other person, place, thing, or animal? I happen to see log right here, which is a thing. And last but not least, I'm going to look for my verb. Well, I have a did what phrase, which we know will have a verb in it. And there's only one word there. And it's an action I can picture in my mind. So we're going to make it red. Okay. After you are done with this, you're going to turn your paper over. And on the back, you have a set of sentences to practice on your own. Let me find it. Hold on. I want to show you what it looks like. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and put your name and date at the top. And I do want to have you cross out some words that you don't need to label. So let's do that first. You won't need to label on. This one, you'll label all of them. Number 3, I'm not going to have you label his. You don't have to label in. On number 4. Number 5, you don't have to label in. And number 6, you don't have to label it. Actually, what I'm going to do is this. Here's what we're going to do. Because you do need to know this. His is actually an adjective because it describes the job. It's just a little confusing because it sounds like a name. So we'll do that together. His should be green. And his should be green. If it said her, it would also be green because it would be her job or her lip. So Max cut his lip. His is describing the lip and Max quit his job. His is describing the job. All right, so that's a little support for you so that you can start to understand that these are adjectives. And then the rest of it, you're going to label on your own. You do need to do all of the parts of speech: nouns, verbs, adjectives, and articles, which is our new one. When you're done with your work, go ahead and go back and look it over and check it. Make sure you like it, and then you are done.